Howdy, y'all. I'm Justin.
And I'm Kim.
Welcome to Cowboys Like Us, the podcast where we talk about Taylor Swift and her music. Yeehaw. Hello. Welcome back once again to Cowboys Like Us, the only podcast available in North Korea.
Oh, okay.
Just kidding. We're not available there. Today, we're talking about The Last Time from Red.
Yep.
But first, I'd like to share a lovely comment we got from friend of the pod, Mac.
Mac.
He commented on Spotify on our State of Grace episode saying, I rated a 9. Good episode, you guys. You have a nice chemistry between you all. I hope your podcast grows exponentially next year. I hope so too.
We love the support, Mac.
Yep. Big ups. Also, we got some engagement on our polls, and we have some results. On the Taylor Swift Holiday Collection, you all voted and you gave it a 7, and on a Christmas Tree Farm, you gave it an 8.
Not too shabby.
I think the Holiday Collection is too high, but that's how democracy works.
Uh-huh.
You let people make poor decisions. Do you have any other pod business to get into?
I don't think so.
Okay. Well then, let's jump straight into news. News from around the Taylorverse. Taylor attended the Chiefs vs. Bengals game in Kansas City. She wore a Chiefs Letterman-style jacket with Tay-Tay embroidered above the pocket on it. And then after the game, Taylor and Travis went to a New Year's Eve party. People got pictures of them kissing at midnight, as one does.
Mm-hmm.
You listened to the podcast this week? Or no?
Yeah, I did.
Anything in there of interest?
Not really. I mean, Travis talked about how he had so many friends and family out for this game and for New Year's. He had like 55 people in his box or something like that. Something crazy. But anyway, he didn't say anything specifically about Taylor. She was just kind of lumped in with like family and friends.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, as far as we know, everything's going good. Having good times.
Yep, seems that way.
Seems that way.
He's so incredibly tall compared to her. He makes her look like a very small lady.
Indeed. One place they won't be together is at the Golden Globes, which are tomorrow, I believe, as we record this podcast.
Yes, Sunday the 7th.
Yes, because Travis will be doing football things.
Yep. He has a football game, and assuming she goes to the Golden Globes and not the football game, she'll be at the Golden Globes. But
That's true. We don't know for a fact that she is going to the Golden Globes. We'll see.
you would think that, like, oh, my boyfriend has a football game is a bit of a not a very strong excuse.
Yeah, and she is nominated for an award, so
Yeah.
I don't know.
So.
We'll see. Taylor broke a record this week. She passed Elvis for the most weeks at number 1 on the Billboard 200 by a solo artist. She now has 68 weeks, only behind one group, not solo artist, the Beatles, who racked up 132 weeks. So, about halfway there.
Yeah, that's a long way to go.
Maybe not. Maybe that record will never be broken, much like Jerry Rice's career receiving yards record in the NFL. Some records can't be.
Yeah, it's other records.
Yeah. We talked on this pod before about the Taylor Swift class at Harvard. We have a little update on that. Professor Stephanie Burt, who created the course, Taylor Swift and Her World, said that the class has proven so popular that she needs more TAs. She tweeted and said, okay, I'm doing this. Our Taylor Swift course at Harvard is so popular that we need additional teaching assistants. If you live in the Boston Providence Metro, love Tay, and have qualifications or experience to teach a writing-intensive college course, my DMs are open. So, apparently, based on that, you do not necessarily have to be affiliated with Harvard. You just have to be in the area. And
yeah, no, this would affiliate you with Harvard.
Yep. They'll hire you.
Yeah.
So
Sounds like a fun time.
Indeed. Too bad we live way too far away.
Yep.
Speaking of things that are bad, Mr. Coleman Spilby is a writer for the Daily Beast, and he put out an article this week called 2023 was the year Taylor Swift became insufferable. It is a long, boring article with a great deal of pearl clutching over the fact that Taylor Swift is a businesswoman and keeps careful control of her public image. Coleman doesn't like that one little bit. The last sentence, which I think really sums it up, is, I am not convinced that Taylor Swift has any intentions other than co-modifying the idea of herself just enough to connect with young people who have yet to realize that Swift is now only a part-time musician and full-time spin doctor. Now, I didn't want to talk about this article. I hoped no one but me would read it because I Google Taylor Swift every day to see if there's any news to add to this podcast, so I saw it. But, of course, other Swifties also saw it. So, here we go. To me, the question is not whether Mr. Spilby hates women, because he does. The question is whether or not his opinion should matter. And the answer is no.
Yeah, no.
It shouldn't. He's just another outrage peddler looking for clicks. Don't give him the satisfaction.
Yeah.
He reviewed Midnights, and he called it shockingly dull. He also wrote a piece on his Substack where he lamented how he couldn't get into Red TV. He's a hater. You know what I mean? Don't worry about it. Let him shout into the void if that is his wish. He desperately wants Swifties to attack him so that he can then turn around and write an article about how toxic Swifties are. We've seen people do this before.
Mm-hmm.
Don't fall into the trap.
You do it all the time?
Yep. Just let him be.
I'm just like, you think she's insufferable now? Just wait.
He also claimed to be a Swiftie in recovery or something. So it's like, bro, just listen to music you like to listen to and don't listen to music you don't like. I don't know. It's 2023. It's not. It's 2024. It's 2024. You know, guilty pleasures and shit aren't a thing anymore. Just listen to what you enjoy.
Yeah.
And don't apologize or feel bad about it at all. And one person who lives by that message is Miss Gypsy Rose Blanchard, who is a Swiftie, but she's also a girl who's
Convicted murderer.
Yep. A girl who's convicted of plotting her mother's murder and sentenced to 10 years in prison for that after her mother was indeed murdered by her online boyfriend. Her mother, though, had Munchausen by proxy and had tortured Gypsy Rose for her whole life, basically. So there are extenuating circumstances. It's not a sort of cut and dried, this girl is evil thing.
No, it's not. And a lot of people have a lot of opinions on whether or not she should have been convicted or not. And so a lot of people are excited that she's out of prison. I don't think she should have gone, not that this is a Gypsy Rose Blanchard podcast, and it's not, and I'm not going to get really further into it. My opinion is, don't think necessarily she should have gone to prison for what she did because she was tortured. But I also don't think she should be a celebrity now.
I think that's a fair opinion to have.
And I feel like we've heard too much about her since she has been out of prison. And it's only been a few days.
Yep, and we're going to hear a little more right here.
Yep.
Gypsy Rose is out of prison, and she's revealed in one of her many interviews that she's been doing that she is a big fan of Taylor Swift. She said, quote, I am a Swiftie. All of her songs are really good. I really like the song Eyes Open, and I'm really digging Karma right now. Karma's been what I've been playing on my playlist a lot, so I'm jamming out to that. She's also getting really good dick, evidently.
Apparently.
Yep. She posted a pretty upsetting thing on Instagram about how her boyfriend's really laying the pipe. And the less said about that, the better.
I just don't think she deserves the media attention that she is getting. I don't think anything about her situation should be, like, glorified.
There you go.
Again, we're not going to get into it. We could have a whole other podcast about her. But I did see that she was like, I'm going to try to go to Chiefs football game and meet Taylor or whatever, and then they were like, request denied. But I think more than anything, the excuse is Taylor's not going to be there. So,
right. Also, another thing that has got the fandom a little bit riled up this week is an article that appeared in the opinion section of the New York Times called "Look What We Made Taylor Swift Do." It is by Anna Marks and is about the possibility that Taylor is queer and has tried to come out during the Lover era, didn't love the reaction, and so then pulled back. Also, it's about the concept of queer celebrities and what they mean with regard to representation and our society more broadly. I don't feel especially qualified to speak on the article itself so much, but I do think that it's worth reading if you have a second. It's well written and it makes a lot of interesting points. Gaylors are naturally very excited about this article because it's in the paper of record in the United States, so they're mainstream now. Hetlers are having a breakdown and just pissing and shitting all on themselves. And I want to just say this. You don't have to believe Taylor Swift is a queer woman to allow for the possibility that she could be, or even more so, that queer people could find queer themes to relate to in her music. And I think the Hetler position on this has been pretty gross and homophobic, and I think they use what is called a Motte-and-Bailey fallacy, where it's a disingenuous argument style where they lay out a very secure claim that can be easily defended, like we shouldn't speculate about Taylor's sexuality because we don't know Taylor and she doesn't like that. That's the Mott, and then they go from there out to a less defensible position, which is homophobia. And then when you call out their homophobia and you attack them there, they pull back into the Mott and they say it's bad to sexualize Taylor and claim they never said anything homophobic. And it's just not so. It's just not so. The main Taylor Swift subreddit, r/Taylor Swift, has not allowed posting about this article at all. They've quashed it.
Probably a good idea.
Gaylors have tried to post it. They won't let them do it. r/True Swifties, we've talked about them before. They're Hetlers and they're gross. Have been making fun of Gaylors for it. And it's just gross. It's just gross.
Yeah. The moral of the article or what I took away from the article, not the overall moral. I don't necessarily know what Anna intended her moral to be. But what I took away from the article is what we said on this podcast before, which is let the girl live. People are going to speculate. I understand that. But don't take it too far. She doesn't owe us anything, one way or the other. She doesn't owe us to tell us that she's straight. She doesn't owe us to tell us that she's bi. She doesn't owe us to tell us that she's pan. She doesn't owe us coming out or staying in or whatever she wants to do. She owes us nothing.
That is your opinion, and I tend to agree with it. It is not, however, Anna's opinion based on my reading. Anna specifically says that's why it's so important for celebrities to still come out and not stay closeted or just, covertly out where the straights can't see, because it's still so important in our society. So I think Anna believes that if Taylor Swift is a queer woman, and she does seem to believe she is, that she owes it to come out officially.
I definitely, I agree that Anna said.
I don't necessarily agree with that opinion, but that's what she believes.
That she thinks that, in general, more celebrities should come out and pave the way for it to be a more normalized thing. But yes, in the end, I feel like this article, good bits and bad bits, in the end, I mean, it boils down to everything everyone's ever said, which is she, as far as we can tell, has not come out, and she doesn't owe it to us to come out. If she did, it would rock the world so hard that it would, completely change the way that people look at it. But, it's a lot of pressure to put on one person.
It is. And I don't think we're going to solve it here. So.
No, definitely not. But this is just your PSA. Anna and everybody else. Taylor owes you nothing. Not a single thing.
Was there any other news you wanted to chat about?
No, everything's been pretty quiet.
It has. Well, in that case, let's move on to Chart Watch. On the Billboard Artist 100, Taylor stayed put at number 1. On the Billboard Hot 100 Singles Chart, Cruel Summer is down 1 to number 19. Is It Over Now is down 9 to number 49. You're Losing Me is down 5 to number 82. On the Billboard Top 200 Albums Chart, 1989 TV, still at number 1. Midnights is down 6 spots to number 9. Lover is down 4 to number 11. Folklore is down 9 spots to number 21. Speak Now TV down 7 to number 22. Evermore stayed at 26. Red TV down 16 spots to number 41. Reputation down 2 to number 44. Fearless TV down 14 spots to number 47. And 1989 Stolen down 5 spots to number 90.
All right.
And now it is time, once again, after several weeks of not going, to return to the magical land known as Kimberly's Clown Corner. Kimberly's Clown Corner.
All right. Gonna hop on the wild train around the circus. Some might say the wildest ride in the wilderness. Just kidding, Disney, don't sue me. My sources for today's clownery are Vanity Fair and Cosmopolitan. Super solid sources. But we're just having a little bit of fun today. Wild conspiracy theories over the years.
Exciting times.
About Taylor. So let's venture into the wildest side of the circus tent. I'm going to tell you about some of the most outlandish conspiracy theories ever floated about Taylor and the evidence backing them, or lack thereof. Spoiler alert, it's a lot of lack thereof.
All right.
Taylor Swift has an evil twin.
You undersold it. You said super wild, wildest conspiracy theories. And I thought, I don't know, it would be on the level of like Woodvale.
No, not even.
But no, we're going really
No, we're going.
wild.
I don't like to call people crazy. But we're going absolute batshit, my guys.
All right. Taylor has an evil twin.
And I'm telling you, lack thereof evidence. In 2015, a theory began flying that Taylor had an evil twin after people found a YouTube video upload of a McDonald's commercial in Japan that featured a model who looked a lot like Taylor in a red wig. The model does look a lot like Taylor.
Okay.
But outside of looks, the only proof anyone had was Taylor's love of burgers based on one tweet. When Taylor first met Ed Sheeran, the two had a writing session during which she tweeted, quote, "Eating cheeseburgers, scribbling on guitars, writing songs with Ed Sheeran." Everyone seemed to ignore the fact that it looked a lot like 2015 Taylor and not 2006 Taylor, which is when the commercial originally aired. If their theory revolved around her being a time traveler, then maybe. So the model in the commercial is from a commercial from 2006. I was about to say 2016. 2006, when Taylor was a debut Taylor.
Yep. Young,
But
curly hair.
Yeah, the model in question looks like 2015 Taylor.
Okay, so Taylor's evil twin
Is also a time
is
traveler.
like a decade older than Taylor.
A decade older, a time traveler, whatever you want to say. But it is wild how much they look alike, but
Is-
implausible.
Sorry. Is the model Asian? Japanese?
Hard to tell.
Okay, possibly though.
Possibly. Just keep in mind 2006 commercial quality and then transferred to YouTube upload in 2015.
Okay.
Quality is shit.
Can't really tell.
So it's hard to say. Just for us, I will pull up a picture of it and let you see it.
All right. Get my live reaction.
Yeah. So this is the clip of the model from the McDonald's commercial.
It's creepy looking.
Yeah. It's very creepy. It looks like Taylor, 2015 Taylor in really, really thick black eyeliner and a very Ronald McDonald red wig.
Yeah.
And
I can't
an
tell if
overall
that woman-
Ronald outfit.
I can't tell if that woman is Asian or not.
It's, kind
Impossible
of
to say.
hard to say. Yeah.
Yeah. I see it though. I see it, but the time doesn't work.
Nope. Time does not work. That's why these are crazy conspiracy theories.
Also, in a situation where you see someone you believe to be Taylor Swift in a Japanese commercial, why do you not just assume, oh, Taylor Swift did a Japanese hamburger commercial and then doesn't like to talk about it or whatever? Why do you assume it's Taylor's evil doppelganger from that can travel through time?
Yeah, why is it an evil twin?
Right?
Why is that the immediate reaction? But then on top of that, if you do even the bare minimum of sleuthing, the timeline doesn't line up for it to be her. It's just someone who happens to look a lot like her before she even really looked like that.
There you go.
She's a reincarnated leader of a satanic cult.
Oh boy.
Okay. Another instance of mistaken identity for Taylor. In 2011, some people began noticing a resemblance between Taylor and a woman named Xena Shrek.
Okay.
Shrek was the high priestess of the Church of Satan from... why did I say Satan like that? Satan. From 1985 to 1990.
Okay.
This led to rumors that Taylor was Shrek incarnated. And I'm going to show you a picture of her as well, just because this is another instance.
All right.
So, this is her on a talk show.
I've seen her picture.
Yeah. This is another photo of her that looks a little bit more like Taylor from the Red era.
It does, yeah.
There's a, like, you know, if you said they were related, I would be like, whoa, like, yeah, that makes sense. But
yeah, I can see that.
yeah, so people think she is Shrek reincarnated. And it's really funny that that's her last name because it sounds like I'm saying Shrek like the ogre.
Right.
Maybe I'll call her Xena. But Xena would have to be dead for that to be the case. And Xena currently lives in Berlin.
Yeah. Again, Xena is very much alive.
Yeah. Xena, still to this day alive, and is an artist and a musician in Berlin.
Yeah. I'm not a Buddhist or a Hindu. I'm not sure which one actually believes in reincarnation because I'm a dumbass. But I'm pretty sure for reincarnation to happen, you can't still be alive.
Correct.
You can't be incarnated in two places at the same time.
Right. Unless she sold her soul to the devil to live as an international pop star.
Is that related or is that a new conspiracy?
That's sort of like a sub-conspiracy.
Yeah.
The only reason that I even see this being a compelling conspiracy theory is because the resemblance is kind of crazy on this one. But again, if you said that, like, oh, she's, you know, like, Taylor's, like, aunt or, like, distant cousin or something, then that would make sense as to why they look so much alike. I don't know that to be true at all. They probably are not related. But it's just a wild case of similar-looking people, doppelgangers, you know?
Some people look like other people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do I believe that a former high priestess of the Church of Satan sold her soul to the devil to become the international pop star Taylor Swift? No.
Also, in this scenario, not only did she sell her soul to become Taylor, she sold her soul to split herself into two people.
Like a Horcrux.
So she's in Berlin still, but also is Taylor.
Well, somebody. I mean, maybe it's another soul living in her body.
Okay.
As Xena being an artist and a musician in Berlin, and she is Taylor being an international pop star.
So maybe the real Taylor Swift lives in Berlin.
Maybe they swapped bodies. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what Satan's powers, the limitations of them, but if he could soul swap, I say he. We do not know the gender of Satan, but
that's right.
The devil can soul swap.
We don't claim to know how Satan identifies. We do not assume their gender.
Yeah,
we don't.
We also do not know how the alternative to Satan identifies.
We do not.
Hashtag God's a woman. Okay, anyway. Taylor only carries empty purses.
That much just seems weird.
Yeah. Who does this harm? Absolutely no one.
What would be the point?
What is the point in even talking about it? I don't know. I guess people think it's a little weird. So, why? Who knows? But the theory is that the way Taylor effortlessly carries her bags, there can't be anything inside of them.
Maybe Taylor's strong.
I was going to say, she just carries bags too well. Can't possibly be anything inside. I don't think it should be a shock that there are people in this world so rich and powerful that they don't actually need to haul around a wallet and a phone and house keys.
Sure.
They have people for that. And Taylor is one of those people. Also, Taylor makes everything look easy. She probably puts a brick in her purse just to show off how graceful she can make it look. This is one that has absolutely no evidence, but there are people out there who think she walks around with empty bags. I think that's more common in celebrities than people believe.
Yeah, it's possible. I mean, because like you say, she has people to carry things for her. She doesn't need to have a purse full of things unless she just wants to. But she could also just carry the empty bag as a fashion accessory.
Right, it's an accessory. It could be a brand deal. Like, people could have sent her bags and been like, you need to be seen out with it twice for
Sponsorship deals, yeah.
Charge you, yeah.
Could be.
There's all kinds of reasons why she would carry an empty bag around. Maybe she's going to an event where she knows she's going to come home with a whole bunch of stuff.
Maybe she's got just a bunch of spaghetti in there.
Maybe she does. That's what I'm saying. Like, that maybe she just puts a brick in so that she knows. People are like, oh my god, her purse is empty. And she's like, I've been carrying a brick around this whole time. Maybe it's just like a bunch of loose pebbles.
Maybe it is a brick and she's written "suck it" on it.
Mm.
So that when someone asks her, she can pull it out.
Yeah. Taylor, what's in your purse?
Show us your empty purse, Taylor.
Taylor Swift doesn't have a belly button.
That's just inaccurate. I'm pretty sure.
Are you?
I feel like I've seen it.
Who doesn't love a high-waisted pant?
Who indeed?
Apparently, this fashion choice is enough to spark curiosity about whether Taylor has a belly button or not. Due to the fact that no one ever sees it,
No one's ever seen it.
had these goons thinking that her belly button is non-existent. Taylor herself thought this rumor was pretty funny and joked to Lucky Magazine in 2014 that she didn't want fans to know the truth about her midriff. In 2015, she posted a bikini pic on Instagram that finally confirmed she does in fact have a belly button. That didn't stop the trolls on Reddit from editing her belly button out of photos to keep things interesting.
You know what we haven't seen? Taylor Swift's vagina.
Oh no.
We haven't seen it. Therefore, does it exist? Does she have a butthole? We haven't seen that either.
Oh, well, I can confirm she does not have a butthole.
Can you?
Mm-hmm.
Is that another one of your theories?
No. Just as someone who also believes I do not have a butthole, she doesn't have a butthole.
You heard it here first.
For her own peace of mind, she doesn't have a butthole. No one's seen her butthole. She doesn't have a butthole. She doesn't want to talk about it.
You heard it here first.
That's all butt trauma. And last but not least, Taylor's legs are insured for $40 million.
$40 million.
You ever wanted to insure a piece of your body? You think it's worth that much?
No, I don't. I don't think so.
Her legs are just so good that they're worth $40 million.
Is that a thing that could happen? Do we, I mean,
Well, yeah.
I mean, do we have examples of people insuring parts of their body before like that?
We have other rumored examples.
So no.
No, nothing that anyone has admitted to.
We don't have the paperwork.
Correct.
Okay. Then it didn't happen.
But you, as someone who loves Taylor's legs,
Just for days.
should understand why she would insure them, you know?
Mm-hmm.
In case people like you, run up on her and try and chop her legs off.
I would not want the legs without the rest of it. Someone might, but not me.
Well, many celebrities, as we said, have been rumored to have insured limbs and faces. Taylor, alongside celebrities like Jennifer Lopez and Julia Roberts, has been subject to a rumor that she has had her legs insured for $40 million. Why wouldn't she protect one of her greatest assets? She can't go on tour without legs. I mean, she could, but she can't dance on tour without legs.
You heard it
in the
here.
way she does.
Kimberly says that if you don't have legs, you cannot go on a successful music tour. Ableist mother.
That's not what I meant. I corrected myself. I heard it, and then I corrected it.
Yes, it would make life harder.
She cannot
To not have
perform the tour that she is currently performing if she did not have legs.
That's true. As currently constructed,
Yes,
there would be significant changes.
exactly. So, although this has not been confirmed, could be true. Honestly, We have no idea.
We have no way of knowing.
Taylor did poke fun at this theory as well by posting on Instagram that one of her cats scratched her leg and owed her lots of money.
That's pretty good.
So anyway, that's just a selection of some of the, well, let's just say it, stupider conspiracy theories that exist in the world.
Yes, we have gone to the lunatic fringe today. And we are now going back to sanity.
I was going to say better for it. I was going to say.
Time will tell. Let the listener decide. Thank you, Kimberly.
You're welcome.
And now it's time to get into the Song of the Week. The last time was originally released on Red back in October 2012. It was also released as a single, the 7th and final single from Red on November 4th, 2013. So a full year and a month after the album had been out.
You remember when people would do that? They'd release an album and just keep releasing singles off of it forever.
I do remember. This is a great example. Yeah, I feel like album cycles have gotten a lot shorter, so you don't still promote them that long. And
in the world of streaming, things move so much faster.
Right.
This was
a new thing.
This was like baby streaming.
Yeah.
If streaming at all.
People haven't adjusted. The Last Time is a collaborative. It's a collab song. It was written by Taylor Swift, Gary Lightbody, and Jackknife Lee. Gary Lightbody, who also features on the song, is the lead vocalist of Snow Patrol, a Scottish band.
If I lay...
Best known for that song, Chasing Cars is what it's called. They also did have some other successful singles in the UK, but not here.
Yeah.
Not here in America.
Oh, they're pretty much a one-hit wonder over here.
Indubitably. They've also been active since like the 90s. I didn't know that. But
one of the members is married to Courtney Cox, who's from Alabama. Represent.
Woohoo! So I'm friends.
Yeah, if you don't know who Courtney Cox is, what the hell?
The Gen Zs might not know. I don't know what they know.
I feel like they have been the main people in charge of the resurgence of Friends over the last few years.
Could be.
Anyway,
Jackknife Lee is an Irish record producer who's worked with a lot of famous artists, including U2, R.E.M., The Killers, AFI, Weezer, One Direction,
hell yeah!
And Modest Mouse.
I also liked AFI back in the day.
Yeah, they've got some good ones.
And Weezer. Weezer's good. And The Killers. All of these people are good.
Yes. And then Jackknife Lee also produced the song. So
nice.
Some chart info. The original, despite being a single, did not make the Hot 100. It missed out at 103. The Bubbling Under, sort of honorable mention, didn't get to the actual chart. And then Taylor's version, when Red TV came out, peaked at number 66 on the Hot 100.
That's pretty wild. But I think everybody was just really hype about Taylor's version.
They were just streaming the whole thing.
Yeah.
So basically all of them charted. What has Taylor said about The Last Time?
She said, the idea was based on this experience I had with someone who was kind of this unreliable guy. You never know when he's going to leave. You never know when he's going to come back. But he always does come back. My visual for this song is there's a guy on his knees sitting on the ground outside of a door, and on the other side of the door is his girlfriend. That's another song. Anyway, who he keeps on leaving. And he keeps coming back to her, but then he leaves again. He's saying, this is the last time I'm going to do this to you. And she's saying, this is the last time I'm asking you this. Don't do this again. And she's wondering whether to let him in. He just wants her to give him, so many hers and hims, another chance. But she doesn't know if he's going to break her heart again. It's a really fragile emotion you're dealing with when you want to love someone, but you don't know if it's smart to.
Indeed. And Gary said of the collaboration, it was so fast. She works really fast. It's extraordinary. We actually did that song, wrote it and recorded it in a day. And that was the version of it on the record, which is very rare. Normally you write and record something with somebody, and then down the line they'll record it if you're lucky. With her, the whole thing was done in 9 hours. I hope we can do it again sometime. I'll just go ahead and say, I believe it.
Yeah,
This
that's what I
song
was going
was
to
made
say.
in that order.
Yeah, we did it really fast. It just showed up on the album as it was, which is very rare. Maybe it shouldn't have.
Yep. There's such a thing as quality control, you guys.
Yeah. I also think it's funny that I hope we can do it again sometime. Well, you did with the same exact song.
Yep. What about the critical reception? Do they enjoy it?
The LA Times said, well crafted with an instantly hummable refrain.
Yep. The Philippine Inquirer said it proves Taylor Swift is ready for the adult pop realm.
The Daily Telegraph said the song digs into a hidden side of Taylor's talent.
Taste of Country called it the only pure skip ahead moment on Red.
Boston Globe said Lightbody's morose croon sounds dreary alongside Swift's thin, unadorned vocals. So many adjectives. Anyway.
Yep. Critics like adjectives. Billboard said Taylor's worst collaboration, forgettable.
Get a Billboard. Vulture says the worst song on Red, a slog to get through.
The Guardian called it one of Taylor's least memorable singles.
I mean, it is kind of baffling that it was a single at all.
I guess after you put 6 of them out,
You're just grasping for anything
gotta throw
less.
one out. Yeah. Alright. What about the fan reception? Do the fans enjoy it?
Big Boy Rob ranked it 234 out of 243.
Bottom 10.
Still baffling to me that this song ranks higher to him than Bad Blood. Anyway,
She's gonna carry that with her until the Bad Blood episode ends.
honestly. Rob said, unfortunately, their voices don't mesh at all. The funny moment is the 80s synth horn blurp at the 3-minute mark. My note to Rob's thing is, yes, Rob, exactly. Their voices do not mesh.
Indeed. r/Taylor Swift, because they're dumb, ranked it number 15 out of 29 songs on Red TV Survivor. Way too high.
It is way too high.
Way too high. But some people like slow-ass, boring ballads, I guess.
I guess.
Let's get into the lyrics, shall we?
If we must.
If we must. Verse number 1, this is Gary's verse. Find myself at your door, just like all those times before. I'm not sure how I got there. All roads, they lead me here. I imagine you are home in your room all alone, and you open your eyes into mine, and everything feels better. The interesting part of this verse is the seeming inevitability of it, the lack of agency that Gary seems to have. He leaves, but he comes back, seemingly without even meaning to do either of those things. There's a gravity or a magnetism to the relationship. That's really all I have for that verse. I don't know. It seems gross. Gary, take responsibility for your own choices, my guy. Pre-chorus number 1. And right before your eyes, I'm breaking, no past, no reasons why, just you and me. Interesting that Taylor talked about how this is a song about a repeated pattern of behavior. But then here we get the line, no past, no reasons why. It seems to me the past is very important to this song because he has a history of doing this. And the main reason why is that it just keeps happening. So, I don't know. I don't get that pre-chorus at all. Don't make sense. On to the chorus. This is the last time I'm asking you this. Put my name at the top of your list. This is the last time I'm asking you why. You break my heart in the blink of an eye. So,
that's not how it goes, but.
Yep, they're both singing the chorus. It's conversational. Gary feels that he is underappreciated in this relationship. He's not on the top of her list, right?
Mm-hmm.
Presumably, then, that is why he leaves. It would be nice to get a little more about that in an actual good song. You know what I mean? But Taylor doesn't understand why he leaves, even though it seems as if Gary is expressing the why. And active listening is an important skill, children. Yeah.
Learning how to effectively communicate in relationships.
Yeah. He could go more in depth. She could also listen a little bit.
Yeah.
And things might get resolved. We'll never know.
Yeah.
Verse number 2, this is Taylor's verse. You find yourself at my door, just like all those times before. You wear your best apology, but I was there to watch you leave, and all the times I let you in, just for you to go again. disappear when you come back, everything is better. So, like Gary, Taylor is stuck in this destructive cycle. She knows that she shouldn't let him in again, because he'll just leave again. But she does let him in, because that's just what happens. Some relationships can be like that. You know that it's not good, they know it's not good, all your friends know it's not good, but for some reason, it just keeps happening.
Yeah.
We've all been there.
Yep.
Also, here we get a look at what no past means. In the moment, it goes away because he's back and everything's good again for a minute, and she forgets, it's like she said in another song, I forget about you long enough to forget why I needed to.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing. But this relationship is toxic and bad, and it would behoove the both to just let it end.
That line is from All Too Well.
I believe that's right.
Sorry, I just had to sit there and sing it for a second.
No, yeah, I did that too, and I was like, I think so, but I'm not going to say it. But
yeah,
it is. Pre-chorus 2, right before your eyes, I'm aching, run fast, nowhere to hide, just you and me. We've talked about it on this pod before. Relationships require vulnerability. We give people the tools to harm us with and trust that they won't. Sometimes they do it over and over again. And each time they say they're sorry and they swear they won't do it again. And for some dumbass reason, we believe them. And then guess what happens? They break your heart and steal your muffin tin.
Yeah. You force them to admit to seeing what they're doing wrong. Like, you make them say it out loud. This is the issue. And then they just ignore it and go on and continue to do it over and over and over again.
Because they don't actually give a shit.
They don't. They don't care. They're not actually worried about working on it. Because you're just going to keep letting them get away with it.
Yeah. They're scared to be alone. And so are you.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And finally, onto the bridge. This is the last time you tell me I got it wrong. This is the last time I say it's been you all along. This is the last time I let you in my door. This is the last time, I won't hurt you anymore. So, it's not super clear, but the bridge seems to hint at a possible happy ending. Maybe this time really is the last time. Maybe he'll stay. But I think not. I think it's just the same pattern repeating itself over and over again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're at the good part now. The kiss and make up part. But it's gonna happen again. And the only question to me is whether or not Taylor is brave enough to hold her ground and break it off when the inevitable next last time comes. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I myself have never been in a relationship, nor have I witnessed a relationship where this was happening and there was finally a last time. Other than standing up and walking away.
Yep. That's how it ends.
It's an endless cycle. There's not a happy ending, sorry to tell you.
I think you're right.
I also had the thought, and that's what I was jotting down on my phone because I didn't want to lose it. This song is like the baby thought, or I guess her first attempt more, of writing All You Had to Do Was Stay or How You Get the Girl. So I feel like this song, like, spoiler alert, neither you nor I really like the song at all. And it's not a spoiler, we've been very obvious about that this whole time. But I think she tried it here. She had this grand idea for like a back and forth call and response kind of thing.
Right.
Didn't really work. So with 1989, she did it better. She did it by herself. And she put it all out there, and it worked.
I think that's interesting. I also relate it to Exile, another collab, another sad slow song, because I think it shows Taylor's growth as a human being. Mm-hmm. There's not a last time in Exile. She's not going to let him have another go. She's out of there, boys.
Yeah, no, I had not thought about it that way, but that I see that. And I do like that this is sort of like the baby version of that. That's the grown-up version of this song.
And both of them are based on miscommunications, right?
Yeah.
Like, you never gave a warning sign. Mm-hmm. I gave so many signs.
Right.
That's Exile. But then this one, he's trying to tell her she can't hear what he's saying.
So I think the call and response in Exile works better to me than that style. So maybe that was a better execution. But I was thinking in like direct relation and the possibility, big if possibility, that Either All You Had to Do Was Stay or How You Get the Girl and this song are about like the same person, the same story, same idea, coming from the same place.
Could be.
It seems like I tried to say what I wanted to say and it didn't come off right, so on my next album I said it better and I said it how I wanted to say it, you know.
Could be. All right. Well, let's get to our thoughts then. Kimberly, would you like to share your thoughts first?
Sure, since I already kind of started. It is baffling to me that this song made the standard album above some of the vault tracks that we know were options now. As usual, even for Taylor's worst songs, my favorite part's the bridge.
Yep.
If I had to pick a favorite part of this song, it's the bridge. That lady knows how to write a damn bridge.
It's true.
The back and forth in the bridge and the gradual like swell of the music is what I like the most about it. But that is not enough to carry this whole song. The pre-chorus is kind of fun, but again, not enough to save the song as a whole, or really even boost it at all.
Right.
Like I said in reference to Rob's thought process, I personally feel like Gary and Taylor's voices, that is supposed to be, are not compatible. They do not mesh well. And this song sounds like Taylor is trying to meet Gary where he's comfortable, and the end result is uncomfortable for everyone.
Indeed. For me, it's just a slow, boring ass ache of a song. I don't feel like Gary adds anything to this song. Chasing Cars is a good song. I like that one. But I don't care to hear anything else he's done. He just, don't need him. We don't need him. Also, this song is 4 minutes and 59 seconds long.
Yeah.
If it were 3 minutes long, it would be more tolerable to me, but probably still one of my least favorite songs on Red. Red, just as an album, is too long anyway, and this seems like an easy cut candidate. Forget about the vault altogether. You don't even need to replace this song. Just cut it. Just straight cut it.
Yeah.
I don't think anything would be lost that's of value. I think it would make the record stronger, and I don't think anyone would miss it. So.
Agreed.
Yep.
Agreed.
Let's get to our ratings. For those of you who may not know, we rate every song on a 1 to 10 scale. 1 is very bad, 10 is very good, and 5 is very mid. Kimberly, how do you rate?
It's a 3. Honestly, it's a 3.
I am going to give it a 3 as well. I do not like this song. I don't think it's...
I will listen to it over other songs, but it's going to be a skip.
Yeah. I don't think it's terrible. If I was forced to listen to it, I would live.
Yeah, exactly.
But I will never seek it out. Ever.
Exactly.
There's no scenario where I would. So it's a 3 for me,
Yep.
and I feel like I'm being generous, quite frankly.
Yeah. I could easily understand it too.
Yeah. If you'd like to tell us how you rate The Last Time, you can do that. There will be a poll in the episode description of this episode on Spotify. Also, you can vote on our social media. We are on Instagram, and we are on X, and we are on Threads, and we are on TikTok, and we are on YouTube at
CBLU_podcast.
That's right. Follow us on all those platforms. You know you want to. What is our next song going to be, Kimberly?
I Know Places from 1989.
That's right. Next week we will be back to talk about I Know Places. But until then, thank you so much for listening. Follow us on the social medias. And we'll see you next week. Goodbye.
Uncle Mike.
Pod Gremlin Maybe here. Thanks for listening to Cowboys Like Us. Follow us on all platforms at CBLU_podcast. You can find us on Instagram, X, the zombie Twitter, TikTok, and Threads. We're now posting our episodes on YouTube. Head over there and like and subscribe. All of these links can be found in our link tree in the episode description. Thanks for supporting the pod. Y'all come back now, you hear?